Hey, it's Lindsay, the Curvy Women's Health Coach and Fitness Trainer, and this is Curvy TV, the place to be to break free of all life's aches and pains and learn to be healthy without losing your curves. And it looks like Gabby's going to be joining us today for Mini Class Monday. Yay! She's so excited she's going to show off her butt for the camera. Today we are going to be focusing on low back pain, particularly which a lot of us get whenever we sit too much all day, especially if we sit hunched over, okay? There are many, many reasons why you could be having low back pain, especially while you're sitting all day. One of the biggest ones I see is just people not having the proper core strength to help hold them up for long periods of time. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. All right, today's class is going to take about 10 minutes. So all you're going to need is a mat. A bed will kind of sort of work if that's all you've got to work with. A mat would be preferable, but a bed will work just fine. All right, you're going to need about 10 minutes quiet space where you're not going to be disturbed and a little bit of room where you can lie down and nothing will get in your way. Cool? Let's get started. First things first, we are going to do a breathing exercise called diaphragmatic breathing. So most of the day we spend our day breathing a lot in our chest and in our shoulders, very shallow, small breaths, okay? Kind of signals up to our brain that we're stressed, that we're tired, that we're possibly in pain, right? Those are all things that are associated with shallow chest and shoulder breathing. So what I want you to do instead is we are going to balance belly breathing with some deep chest breathing. So I want you to put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. From here, I want you to take as big deep breath as you can and exhale it all out through your mouth. And I specifically want you to breathe through your mouth because it's going to engage those belly muscles just a little bit more. One more time, big deep inhale, big exhale through your mouth. Good. So while we're here, continue to breathe deeply. I want you to notice as you're breathing, which hand is moving more than the other. So are you noticing the hand on your chest moving, rising and falling a little bit more than the belly hand? Or is your belly hand working equal or more than your chest hand? We want to kind of balance the two, all right? So you want both hands to be rising and falling at the same rate. Another way is instead of putting your hand on your chest, you could put your hand on the side of your ribs. Okay? And same thing, we want both to be expanding and contracting at the same rate. Fantastic. So remember that style of breathing. Hold it throughout today's class. I need to lie down now, Gabby. I need to lie down. Move. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to do a couple of Pilates drills. The first one, I'm going to show you how to have a neutral spine and neutral pelvis, okay? This one first drill alone is magical for reversing most types of low back pain, okay? It's very rare that this is not helpful in cases of low back pain, all right? So first things first, we are going to have both feet firmly on the floor, pointed down towards 12 o'clock. In other words, toes are neither caving in nor are they caving out. Okay, we want both toes facing down towards 12 o'clock. Cool. From there, I want you to engage your arch muscles. So toes anchored onto the floor, heels anchored into the floor, and then suction cup your arches up off the floor so that our feet are engaged just a little bit. From there, I want knees directly beneath your hips, and I do not want them caving in, nor are they bowing out. I want knees, hips, and ankles all in alignment with one another. Okay, moving on up, I'm going to skip my hips for now because that's what we're going to come back to. Then I want my ribs flush with the floor. I do not want my ribs bowing up off the floor. I do want them flush against the floor. Shoulder blades anchored into the floor, shoulders back and down. All right, and then head nice and centered above my shoulders so that my nose points directly up to the ceiling. Cool. Circling back adjust my mic there we go. Circling back down to our hips, so feet are engaged, knees are neutral, all right? Rib cage flush with the floor and thoracic spine nice and anchored, shoulders back and down, head neutral. Now our hips. Here's the Pilates pelvic tilt exercise that I promise that is magical for your low back. So what we are going to do is we are going to align our hips so that they're in a nice neutral position so that they point directly down towards our feet. Our tailbone points down towards our feet. All right. So between tailbone and hips being in correct alignment, and now our thoracic spine and ribs are in correct alignment, that will put our spine in our ideal position to be in throughout the day. Awesome. So I want you to take your hands, the heel of your hand, I want you to put on this kind of bony top part of your hips. Okay, you'll know it when you feel it. Your fingertips, I want you to put down at a diagonal, reaching either on your pubic bone if you can reach it. If not, then reaching towards your pubic bone. The heel of your hand on those sort of jutty out hip bones, that's going to be the more important parts that you're going to be able to feel. Okay, from here, I want you to start rocking your hips forward and backward. So rock your hips down towards your feet so that your low back arches up fairly significantly up off the floor. And then I want you to tilt back, tailbone and hips rolling back so that now your entire back is now touching the floor, flush with the floor. So if I had if I had a towel or something underneath my low back, that my back would be trapping that towel. I'd be tugging on that towel. That towel's not going anywhere. Cool. So I want you to go and tilt back and forth. Okay, tilting away from you down towards 12 o'clock, tilting back towards 6 o'clock. Okay, we just want to be going back and forth. Okay, tilting our pelvis, hence pelvic tilt, the name of the exercise, until we find the point at which our hands are flat. In other words, those jutty out hip bones, the heel of your hand is level with your fingertips on your pubic bone. All right, so that's what's going to be our hips pointing directly down towards our feet. For most of us, that's actually going to require us to tilt a little bit further back than we normally do throughout our day. Most of us have what's called an anterior pelvic tilt, a forward pelvic tilt, meaning we are kind of in this slightly arched position most of the day. So most of us are going to tilt back. Now, I personally have a very flat spine. I'm very much in the minority, so I'm actually going to tilt even further because this for me is neutral when my back and everything is pretty much entirely flush with the floor. If you have a curvier spine, you're probably going to be in a different position from me. We are trying to find neutral spine for your specific spine curvature. All of our spines curve naturally. We are trying to stay in line with that natural curvature without arching too much in either direction. Cool. So that was exercise number 1. That was pelvic tilt. Just learning how to do that, how to put your pelvis and spine in neutral alignment will automatically engage your abdominals. Okay. So we are going to expand off of that. We got flies in here today. We are going to expand off that pelvic tilt by going off to each side. So we already did 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. I want you to put your hands back on your hips and I want you to drop this right hip down towards 3 o'clock. Okay. Then I want you to drop the left hip down towards 9 o'clock. So in other words, I want one hip to be higher than the other and then the other switches. Cool. If it's easier to go 12 o'clock, then 3, then 6, then 9, you can do that. This is called pelvic bowl or pelvic clock. Okay, so just playing with the position of your hips until you find both sides are equal. Left to right is level, even with one another, and forward back is level. Okay, so that is completely neutral from all sides. Remember this position because we're going to build on it. The second and final exercise today, although I guess we got bonus with pelvic clock, so I guess the second/third final and bonus exercise of today is the Pilates neutral series. If you have ever been to a Pilates class, this exercise is done in nearly every single class as part of the warm-up. I don't really consider it to be a warm-up. I just consider it a fantastic exercise for learning how to keep your spine and hips in neutral position while learning to engage your core properly. So here's where that breathing exercise is really going to come in handy. So taking a nice big deep breath. Exhale through your mouth. Good. Keeping pelvis in neutral. Keep spine in neutral, keep breathing. From here, we are gonna lift just the left leg up so that knee is at 90-degree angle, knee right above that hip. Go and lower back down. You can point your toes if you would like to, but you don't have to. You can keep your foot relaxed here. When we are lifting that leg up off the ground, and I'm switching left leg up and then right leg up. While we are here, I want you to keep your hands on your hips because some of you are gonna be tempted whenever you lift that leg to drop one hip. Okay, you're gonna stop engaging those deep core muscles that kept us in neutral. You're gonna wanna drop one hip. You're gonna wanna arch up just a little bit. Don't let yourself hold back that neutral. If you need to reset, do that pelvic clock exercise again. Find neutral, engage those abdominals. Big deep breath in. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up, holding neutral pelvis. Inhale, lower down. Fantastic. If this is pretty easy and you would like more of a challenge, I would like you to lift right leg up, left leg comes up to meet it, left leg lower down, right leg, okay? Switch, left leg up, right leg comes up to meet it, right leg come down, left leg come down. So this is up, up, down, down, just following that pattern. Remember, holding neutral pelvis, abdominals engaged the entire time. You should absolutely be feeling it by now, okay? If you are good here, if you would like to add, we are going to exhale up, okay? Now both legs are up at tabletop. That's what this position is called. Okay, from here, you are gonna extend just that right leg out until your feet are parallel with one another. In other words, both feet are level. Cool? And then you're going to inhale back to start. Exhale, extend out that leg. Inhale, bring it back in. Holding that neutral pelvis, neutral spine the entire time. Now, if it's a little bit too much to extend that leg all the way out, you can extend it just as far as you can until you feel that low back start to arch up off the floor, and then just reset back to neutral, okay? Exhale out, inhale, reset. Exhale out, inhale, come back to start. Okay, if you're good here, if you would like even more of a challenge, you're rocking it. You're going to extend out, exhale, lower down, but do not touch the floor. We're going to hover above the floor, come back to tabletop. Exhale, come out, lower down, don't touch. Inhale, come back in. Nice and slow here. Exhale out, inhale, come back. Last one, exhale out, inhale, come back to start. Woo! Fantastic job. So that was my mini class and I hope you enjoyed it. Now I want to hear from you. What was the one biggest takeaway that you got from today's class and how are you going to incorporate it into your week? Head on over to the magical land of lindsaywent.com and let me know. Heads up, I don't read the YouTube comments below, so you do have to jump on over to lindsaywent.com to leave a comment now. While you're there, sign up to become an exclusive member of the Curvy Club. You'll get instant access to a training I created called the 5 Tools to Relieve Pain Better, Faster, and Longer than ibuprofen. You'll also get videos just like this one delivered to your inbox every other week, along with some behind the scenes looks at what's coming up next, some live cook with me nights, and some special surprises and giveaways that I don't share anywhere else. Keep moving. You are stronger than you think you are. And remember, you are allowed to live unapologetically in the body you have. Start where you are, start where you can, just start. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Curvy TV.